Alright, so we're going to look at our next flip video for Honors Algebra 2. Today we're just going to look at, again, something we've seen in Algebra 1. I'm just kind of getting the review out of the way with this video. Going to talk about solving systems of equations algebraically. So, when we solve systems of equations algebraically, we have two choices. Okay, those two choices are solving it by substitution or solving it by elimination. Okay, again, substitution and elimination. Those are our two algebraic choices. There aren't any more. Those two. What we're going to do in this video is just go through one problem of each, just to kind of remind you guys how to go about doing this stuff. First of all, we're going to look at substitution. Okay, what substitution means is you're going to solve for one variable and plug it back in to the other equation you have for that variable. When you do that, it's just going to leave one variable to solve for, and we know how to do that. So, our first thing is we need to pick which one of those we think will be easier to solve for a variable. Both of these would work out pretty well. So we'll just go for the top one, and we'll just solve for x. So, if we're going to do that, we'll move our 4y over, and we'll divide by 2. So we get x by itself. So we know that x equals 18 minus 2y. Now we can plug this value in for x in our second equation. Okay, that's going to allow us to have one variable, one equation. We can solve that. So we'll have 10y minus 5 times 18 minus 2y equals 0. Okay, now we're just going to solve this problem. We'll distribute our 5 and we'll move stuff around. 10y minus 90 plus 10y equals 0. Okay, now we're just moving our stuff around. We'll have 20y equals 90, y equals 4.5. Now that we have our y, we've solved for one variable, we can plug it into either one of these two original equations and solve for our x. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you want to plug it into. I'll plug it into the first one. So we'll have 2x plus 4 times 4.5 equals 36. So 2x plus 18 equals 36. And now we're just moving stuff around. 2x equals 18, x equals 9. So these are our two answers. These are our two answers. We can plug them in and check them, make sure they work. Again, in a system of equations, like we know we saw with the graphing, our answers have to be a point. So our answer is the point 9, 4.5. Okay, that's substitution. Again, you solve for one variable in one of the equations, plug it into the other equation, and you'll have one equation, one variable. We can solve that. Again, that's substitution, subbing something in. Our other choice is elimination. Okay, elimination, we're trying to get rid of one of the variables. Okay, I'm going to say this. Our first step in any elimination problem needs to be to line up our x's and y's. Again, line up x's and y's. It's got to be our first step. So we'll go ahead and do that in this problem. We're going to move some stuff around. First one, I'll move the 3x to the left, the 5 to the right. So I'll have 3x plus 4y equals 25. I want the second one to look like that. I want it to have the x's, the y's, and then equals the number. So I'll have 4x minus 7y equals negative 16. Okay, so this is our problem. So with elimination, we want to try to get rid of a variable, meaning what we're going to want to do is either make the x's both the same number or the y's both the same number. In this problem, neither one of those is really easier. 12 is a smaller number than 28, so we'll just go with that to get rid of the x's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the top one by a -4 and the bottom one by a 3. So on the top we'll have negative 12x minus 16y equals negative 100. On the bottom we'll have 12x minus 21y equals negative 48. Now when we add these two equations together, our x's will go away. Negative 12 plus 12 is 0. They'll go away. Okay, in our y's, we're going to have negative 37y. And on our numbers, we'll have negative 148. Okay, now we're just going to solve this problem for y. When we divide negative 148 by 37, we get 4. So we have y equals 4. So now again, we created a situation where we had one equation with one unknown, one variable. We can solve those. We get y equals 4. At this point in the problem, it's just like substitution. We plug it back in to one of the two original equations. Again, we want to go with the original equations to make sure we didn't mess anything up in the interim. Okay, if we made one wrong step in one of these equations here, and then we plug it in there, well, then our answer is going to be wrong as well. So we're going to plug that y equals 4 into something up top. We'll just use the first one. So we'll have 4 times 4 minus 5 equals 20 minus 3x. Okay, we move some stuff around. We have 11. We minus our 20, so we have negative 9 equals negative 3x, and x equals 3. So again, these are our two answers. Again, systems of equations, the answer is a point. So our answer is 3, 4. That's our answer to this system of equations. And again, we can plug it in and make sure it works at the end of the problem. So just a review of solving systems of equations with algebra. Two choices: substitution, elimination. Remember, the first step of any elimination problem is to line up x's and y's. Has to be the first thing. We don't want to mess that up. All right, do your whisk. See you guys tomorrow.